Hi fam, today I'm going to be making a lemon drizzle tray bake cake. I am using the recipe from Mary Berry's baking book. The recipe for the cake is on page 62 and 63. The ingredients that you will need is 225 grams of caster sugar and 225 grams of butter. Okay. I forgot to mention this at the start, but the temperature the oven needs to be at is 160 degrees for electric or gas mark free for gas. The next ingredient is 275 grams of flour. Next is 4 eggs. The eggs, now 4 tablespoons of milk, and now the 4 tablespoons of milk. 1, 2, 3, 4. The last ingredient is 2 teaspoons of baking powder. This was the last ingredient before the lemons. The next step is to zest 2 lemons. Okay, fam, I am just zesting the lemon to put into the cake. You need to zest 2 lemons for this mixture. Make sure you wash your lemons before you zest them. Okay, that's 1 lemon's in, and the second one. Lemon 2 is done. Okay, this is my mixture now. So now it's time to mix everything together. I am now just going to pour a tiny bit of lemonade into the mixture. If you listen closely, you can hear the lemonade reacting with the mixture. I have now finished mixing the mixture, so now it's on to the second step to line the baking tin. So to grease the tin, I am using Tesco's non-stick grease-proof paper. Okay, so the thing you're going to do is take a little bit of butter and put it on the bottom of your baking tin. Okay, now I have lined the baking tin. I'm going to cut off 5 pieces on the greaseproof paper to put along the side, the 4 sides on the bottom. Okay, that's one. And now I'm going to cut off the next piece for the side. Okay. So now I'm just going to get a bit more butter and put it along the edge of the greaseproof paper. Okay, on for the next piece. Okay, that's the next piece. Okay, I'm just going to get a bit more butter and make sure the greaseproof paper is stuck down with the butter. I'm just going to put a bit more butter along the edge of this side of the tin. Okay, now time to put the next piece of greaseproof paper onto the tin. Okay, now time to do the last side of the tin. Let's see. Make sure that the greaseproof paper is down onto the tin. This will stop your mixture from sticking to the actual tin and it will come out on the greaseproof paper. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to pour the mixture into the tin. Okay, that's all of the mixture in. Now I've got to make sure that it goes into the corners of the baking tin. So the cake is now in the tin. I'm going to put it in the oven for 35 to 40 minutes. And you'll see the cake when it's done. As I said before, I'm using the recipe from Mary Berry's baking book, but I am going to do my own icing with lemon juice inside the icing. The cake has now been in the oven for 20 minutes. I'm going to make a start of juicing the lemons. So the first step is to cut the lemon in half. I'm done. So now I need to juice the lemons. The first half of the lemon is nearly finished being juiced. Okay, now I'm on to the second lemon. Okay, I've just finished extracting the lemon juice out of the lemons. The cake has now been in there for 29 minutes. So for the icing, you will need 50 grams of icing sugar, 2 teaspoons or more of water. I'm going to try and make my icing pink for HFM. I will do it once the cake has come out the oven. The cake needs about another 5 minutes to cook. So the cake has just come out of the oven and now I am on to doing the icing for the top of the cake. I have just poured about 200 grams of icing sugar into a bowl and now I'm going to put a few drops of water in. Okay, I've just poured a few drops of water into the icing sugar. Now I'm going to mix it together. I need a drop more water. Okay, I just need a bit more of the icing sugar. Okay, that should do. Okay, so now I'm going to continue mixing the icing sugar into the icing sugar and water. So the icing is around the texture that I want it to be at now. So I'm going to try and add some pink food dye into the icing. Okay, pink. Okay, here is the icing with the pink food dye in. And now I'm going to pour a bit of lemon juice inside. I'm going to equal it out with the icing sugar. I'm just going to put a pinch in at a time to equal it back out. A bit more. Okay, that was all of the lemon juice. So now I'm going to continue putting some more icing sugar in. Okay, I've just finished doing the icing. It is now at the consistency that I want it to be at. So I'm just going to wait about 5 more minutes for the cake to cool down. So I can drizzle the icing on top of the cake. So now I'm going to take the cake out of the tin and onto the cooling rack. I'm going to wait a few more minutes until it's cooler, and then I'm going to peel off the greaseproof paper. Okay, now I'm going to start peeling off the greaseproof paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now that the greaseproof paper is off the cakes, I'm going to give it a bit longer to cool down before I put the icing on. So now I have left the cake to cool down for about 5 minutes. I'm going to start drizzling the icing onto the cake. I'm just going to do this random and keep on going different directions with the icing. Just make sure you get the icing all the way over the cake. And along the sides of the cake. Oops, I have put lemon juice into the icing, which should give it extra flavour of lemon. get some granulated sugar and sprinkle it on the top of the cake. Okay. I have just put a few multicolour star sprinkles onto the cake around the edge. So this is the finished look of the cake. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so you'll be updated when I post a new video. Stay awesome, HM, and have a great day.